What's up, guys? How would I have written the character Adam Taurus? After the overall treatment of Adam's character in recent volumes, I think it's fair to say that quite a few of us were very disappointed, and some of us even found the treatment criminal. So let's rewrite the character so that he isn't, well, everything they made him out to be. So this is going to be just me describing this character in a way that I feel makes the most sense. Now, there aren't obviously going to be pictures to show for much of this because it's all in my own head. So if you want to just put this on in the background and listen to it, that'd probably be the best. Otherwise, I'm just going to throw something up there so you can watch. So first things first, we are going to go back to the beginning. The beginning. Blake initially claims that Adam was a mentor to her, and that their relationship was one of student and teacher, which is a brilliant way to start with this character. Adam is significantly older than Blake, so for the sake of not making the character creepy, we are going to completely omit the whole love interest spiel that they have tried to shoehorn in, and instead keep them at teacher and student for right now. If anything, they are implied to have a close relationship I would attribute more to friendship. Now that we know Adam is no longer the ex-boyfriend, we can take his character more literally. Adam's character design makes him the Beast to Blake's Belle, as they are referenced from Beauty and the Beast. So Adam's personality should be one of a torn mentality, torn between the man within and the beast without. He clearly needs some motivation for hating the world the way it is, and I think for that we're going to keep the reveal in Volume 6. The scar over his eye, because I think it is one of the most brilliant ways to show a character's motivation. So starting with his backstory, let's wind back the clock a bit. Adam Taurus was born a faunus, the unfortunate recipient of human abuse. Perhaps he was raised in a village of mostly humans that took a severe dislike to Adam's parents. Adam's parents will have been lynched and killed, perhaps in the midst of a hateful mob that had been formed. Perhaps a recent infestation of Grimm came closely after the family had moved there, leading the humans to believe that they were the cause of it, ignorant of the fact that their hate and dislike of the faunus is what drew the Grimm in. So in their eyes, killing the faunus will solve everything. Adam bears witness to this horrific event, and we see a weaker version of the man we know today. He is sobbing and unable to do anything but wait for his turn. Fortunately for him, our human antagonists have a moment of regret, and instead give Adam to the Schnee Dust Company, receiving pay for it and successfully establishing that they were the ones once responsible for faunus trafficking, and also showing just how inhuman they were being treated. It was during this time that Adam received his brand, and it wasn't until a radical group of faunus broke him out years later that Adam decided to join the White Fang. However, the White Fang shown here is still peaceful and relatively non-violent. They understand the atrocities that are being committed and are bringing these issues to light and showing the world how terribly they are being treated as opposed to fighting violently. We see Adam much younger, preferably a teenager. This was a brief jump period, but we will have him have his blade and appearing to be teaching much younger faunus the basics of combat, preferably for self-defense. Among them will be a young Blake Belladonna. Adam's face should still be shown, but his expression should be a blank one, devoid of any emotion. He is broken inside, and we can see that here. He doesn't don the mask until he is told to by a superior. He is told that his brand brings ill will to the White Fang, as it signifies that the Schnee will never come to terms. He wears evidence of their evil on his face, and if they want peace, he can't let that be seen. A brief flashback is all we need here. We show that Adam's training of the new recruits is steadily making him feel again, maybe even a little happy. Him and Blake are a particular pair. We see Adam helping Blake design her weapon, but this feeling is, again, of one of friends and perhaps teacher and student. We see all the smiling faces of his students, and then it cuts to the same camp, in flames, with identifiable bodies of those very students littered around. A group of humans or hunters have decided to take out the radical group of the White Fang before they got too large. Once again, humanity is showing its true colors, and in response to this, Adam shows his. The loss he felt for his family, the happiness he had achieved was again lost. He no longer wears the mask, he becomes it. In this moment, I feel it would be most appropriate for Adam to unlock his semblance, and I want to change his semblance as well. I don't want it to be just a shoddy ripoff of Yang's. I want his semblance reduced to the ability that could break and destroy things. He can destroy semblances and aura, cutting directly through them and striking the target. In a world where heroes are protected by these shields that heal and save them, Adam is the antithesis. Adam only destroys. After this, Adam has taken the reins as leader of the White Fang. His expressions and words are cold. He no longer cares for the lives of humans and happily engages in conflict with the intent to kill. He quickly becomes a champion among the Faunus, as injustice is met with the cruel, decisive hammer of Adam's judgment. Blake's relationship with Adam changes slowly. She understands what he has done, but she cannot condone it. She knows the pain and suffering he has endured, but wants him to rise above it. It is made clear that Adam has no intention of fighting off his impulses, and instead fully embraces them. Following this, Blake decides to leave. Adam is torn by this action. He doesn't understand what he did wrong. The faces of his dead friends, the foes he's killed, everyone flashes before his eyes and only serves to solidify his motivation. Instead, Adam decides to enact his plan, assassinating the heiress of the Schnee Dust Company, Weiss Schnee. It can also be revealed here that Adam was directly responsible for the death of perhaps Weiss's mom, as well as many of the board members that she mentioned. Adam, obviously, is enacting his revenge. Now, Blake can be wholly unaware of this due to her aversion to violence. Adam obviously wouldn't want to let her know. However, after he is fully introduced in Volume 3, we can demonstrate Adam's interest in Cinder's plan is not all due to his fear of her or her payment. Rather, she opens the opportunity to make Weiss vulnerable. He does not submit. He's not afraid. Rather, he agrees and is later questioned by his lieutenant about siding with the humans, and his response is that Cinder will be next. During the fall of Beacon, Adam's focus is unknown to the main cast. When Blake and Weiss split up, Adam instead encounters Weiss and sets his sights to kill. Here we can have an interesting battle, one that brings light to Adam's semblance and also his cruelty. It can clearly be established that Adam is much stronger than Weiss, but instead of going for the kill, he opts to torture her and reflect his pain onto her. And instead of maiming Yang, he maims her, with the cut over her eye being worsened by him, borderline gouging out her eye and making the mark more permanent and less aesthetic. Blake arrives at the last moment and saves Weiss, managing to land a blow on Adam that knocks away his mask. Here, we are revealed Adam's brand for the first time. Weiss sees this, and through her pain of losing her own eye, manages to look genuinely horrified at what has been done to Adam, and she clearly sees it was done by her very own company. Blake tries to reason with Adam, but Adam retorts with the cruelty he suffered at the hands of the humans, and how the spearhead of the hate for the Faunus was the Schnee and has always been them. He remarks that once upon a time, Blake understood this. An explosion gives Blake and Weiss a chance to escape, with Adam looking over the burning surroundings. He appears to regret what he's done, but instead dons his mask once more and leaves. Adam's next appearance should be during the meeting with all the heads of the various White Fang sects. Here we can see that Blake's ideals aren't entirely dead, as a few of them will support the idea of nonviolence. Adam, however, will insist that the only way to bring about revolution is to take out the Schnee Dust Company in its entirety. Taking off his mask is an example of this, and with some reluctance, they all agree. Adam mobilizes a large force to lay siege to Atlas, but it becomes clear that these forces are hopelessly outmatched. However, they are merely a distraction, while Adam and a small group sneak in to take over the Schnee establishment. Adam and his group quickly begin to massacre staff and guards alike. Weiss steps in to intervene. once more facing Adam on a large landing strip outside. They both fight, with Adam still maintaining the upper hand here. It isn't until Winter Schnee shows up that the tide begins to change, with her remarking that Adam is a criminal and she will carry out his sentence, which is execution. With the sisters together, they appear to be able to be on par with Adam's skill, and eventually overwhelm him to some extent. By this time, the guards have had time to mobilize along with Atlas personnel, and we have Adam surrounded by hundreds of weapons. Even he knows he has no chance at this point, and realizes that many, if not all of those that he brought with him had been captured or killed. Adam still intends to fight, with Weiss pleading with him not to make this decision. She has learned from what has happened and expresses her regret about everything, and swears that she will change things for the Faunus once she takes control of the company. Winter is adamant and informs Weiss that he is a criminal and needs to be executed. He has taken countless lives. Weiss obviously struggles with this realization. Adam finds Weiss's proposal humorous, laughing, but he recalls his mother's words from not long ago, where she told him that he must only fight for what is right, and he should never stoop to the level of the humans. Only then could they really live in peace together. Adam removes his mask. There is a heavy rainfall. Atlas ships encircle along with ships that are transmitting footage to the newly fixed transmitting towers. He returns to grip his blade, twisting it hard. He remarks to Weiss, "You better keep that promise, girl." Next he screams, declaring that humans are scum beneath his might, and how he fooled the Faunus so easily, and that they too are hopeless. He pronounces his love for carnage and murder, claiming that they were both devices used to satiate that, laughing maniacally. We cut to various Faunus watching this news, some in horror, many putting aside their weapons and masks. Blake, too, is watching, with a horrified expression as she realizes what Adam intends to do. She mutters his name. Adam charges forward with a burst of speed, drawing his blade to slice at Weiss's throat, seemingly completing his revenge. A chorus of gunshots echo. Weiss is shocked. Winter draws. Adam is riddled with holes. Winter's blade stuck through his chest, and the completed swing of his blade reveals that it is broken at the hilt. Adam broke the blade before he attacked, and turned the Faunus against him and his violent ways, ensuring that his teachings would not continue on past this day. The last shot we have of Adam is him smirking at Weiss before he collapses. Both Weiss and Winter now wear the same expression. They both understand what he had just done. And that, to me, would be a great end for the character. In his final moments, he tosses aside the mask and decides to die a man, no longer living as the monster the world had created. He decides to hope that Weiss, this child, might actually change things for the better, and that all his methods have only led to constant bloodshed. I feel that this would have completed his character arc more, and maybe given more depth to his character. Honestly, I don't feel his relationship with Blake was very strong to begin with. I feel that maybe they should have taken him away and made him more of the opposite to what she is, and given him his own arc, instead of just killing him off. Well, that's it for this video, guys. If you watched this far, I really appreciate it. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video around with your friends, and maybe, just maybe, Roosterteeth and RWBY might start letting people with a little bit more imagination write their stories. I'm just a regular dude, guys.